Okay.
All right, good evening and welcome to the VR Master League. I am your host, Xandria, and I'm joined by SnooperFax. And these teams are not waiting, they are jumping right into it, so we're going to jump right into the action as well.
Yep, no intro. It's OJC versus Warfair, two very well-versed teams, so we should be into... Oh, and Nep finds him in the north behind the roof, quickly getting that pre-fire lane, cutting off most of Warfare's team from getting across behind the roof, so that they're pushing back, and I think that is what? Who is that made it by? Nitro. I do not recognize that name, so perhaps he's new. Crispiest Nugget trying to hang back by the rock. And Nep might not see Nitro coming up from the side. He's definitely going to get flanked here if Nitro moves fast enough, but Nep is now facing the right direction, so if Nitro comes out, he can get an even trade.
Yeah, they are right on top of each other, and Nitro gets the better of that.
I was thinking maybe Nep was ready for it. He looked like he found him. And it looks like Warfair has won the battle for the back of the roof. Nitro's calling in the kills. And OJC is just hanging back, protecting that objective. And for our new viewers that just got here, the objective is in the plane fuselage. So most of the OJC team is going to try and hang back around there. I think Axela Reese is going to stay really tight to it, make sure no one sneaks in.
Yeah, we do have a three-man push coming from the south. Defense definitely has that heavily fortified, so they're going to have a bit of a trouble getting close to the objective, but time will tell.
Well, it all slows down after that push. The gunfire goes out. The rest of the OJC team is a bit of a mystery to Warfare, and there's a big south push coming from Anonymous, Skater, and YW Broccoli. How do you say that?
YBC Broccoli.
YBC Broccoli. I don't know why I couldn't say the C there for a second. But anyways, their south push is definitely going to be at least successful up to the hospital. They'll be able to make it up on the roof. They'll be able to make it into nice little pick points. You can shoot through those windows. You can shoot from the crates around the back. So OJC will be in a bit of a bind if Warfare starts inhabiting the hospital pretty heavily.
Yeah, these southern buildings really obscure the line of sight through those windows. You really can't see anybody in there.
Yeah, it's definitely very hard, and with 1.8's more subtle flash effects, it's very hard to respond to incoming fire. It sounds like there's some good callouts coming on Warfare side. They spotted OJC, but OJC comes back and kills Skater. Anonymous gets the refrag on Nashi.
YBC pushing right up on top of Shinzo. They are dancing, and it's a trade. Shinzo getting the better of that.
Shinzo can be rezzed, and he's in a pretty safe spot. So if one of the OGC members can get to burning, that res can come out. But I think Anonymous is going to prevent that.
Yeah, I think
he's going to get the confirm. Yeah. And we heard the Japanese come out there from Shinzo, calling out to his team, letting him know that one of the enemy Warfare members was coming up to take him down. So it looks like CK Japan is rotating to prevent that.
Crispiest Nugget picks up Axela. He's really close to objective.
Now, Crispiest Nugget is one of our younger players, barely within the age bracket for the VRML, but he is actually really good for how new he is. He's moving through Warfare like an experienced player, a guy in his 30s. So bravo, Crispy. Look at that nade. Oh, that was a flash.
Yeah.
Very smart flash.
And he's on in the objective, although CK Japan guarding. Will he peek out in time? He did not peek out. That was a cap. That was so fast. So fast.
That was very fast. And that just shows you how much skill a new player can have. If you stick to the harder lobbies, start finding those comp lobbies, like Crispiest Nugget has been doing, you'll get picked up by a team and you'll be good enough to fight against top teams like OJC. I mean, this is a bronze versus silver tier team, and they're bringing it.
So let's take a quick moment here. Our first map, obviously Quarantine. Home team Warfair have banned Bizarre. Let me get to the right screen here. No. Home team has banned Bizarre. And our away team, OJC, have banned Subway.
Yeah, definitely some interesting picks. Subway, I understand. I think everyone kind of has a little bit of a grudging hate for Subway. I mean, it's a fun map. I love playing on it, but when it comes to competing, you're mostly fighting in alleyways and tunnels. And I mean, there's a reason why tunnel fighting in Vietnam was a nightmare, and it's pretty much a nightmare in this game. Some teams like it, most teams do not. So I understand why Subway is banned. Bizarre is kind of the opposite. Some teams are really good at it, and other teams are just not as good at it. So they ban it just to make sure that team that's really good at it doesn't get that map. So it's sort of a counter ban at that point. Yeah, and that's what bans are for.
And for now, in the foreseeable future, Tanker is auto banned. That's already banned from the get-go.
Yes, it has a few trouble spots, and hopefully the devs will get it back into rotation, but for right now, it is banned.
We are dropping into round 2. Let's see what OGC can do to answer back to that quick cap. Wow.
Yeah, Crispy is very happy right now with that cap. I mean, he just walked in there.
That was like a 3-second cap, so fast.
Yeah, that's the deadliness of just leaving the objective open for that small amount of time. I mean, he walked in there. He even threw a flash beforehand. So maybe CK Japan was actually flashed. I don't know. I don't think he was close enough, but these flashes are crazy strong now. Lord knows. And Crispy's Nugget looks like he's going to be the first player to encounter OJC in the hospital.
And he gets punished for it.
Yeah, a little bit of overconfidence after that last cap, but they got the points to spare. So at this point, they might as well try a flank, maybe try and prevent an easy cap. This is quick spawn, so most of the Warfare team is going to have to defend from the south, since that's where OJC spawned, and there's really no chance for them to get into the north without being seen. Crispy's Nugget is down. Well, not anymore. He's dead, but he was able to give some good information there. Call out that there's at least 3 or 4 OJC members in the hospital or around the hospital, and Skater promptly rotates to cover that.
And Nashi using this basement, I don't know what you would call it, kind of breakout to kind of get some intel. Meanwhile, Skater was able to get one.
Yeah, he found Shinzo inside the hospital. And it looks like a gun battle between Skater and most of OJC is about to happen in the south.
Yeah, so surely by now, Warfare is more than aware of the quick spawn. They know where to focus most of their energy, although, you know, you do have to watch for those hard rotations.
Ooh, Nashi Japan making it up all the way into center burning. He's trying to flank Skater, but I think his biggest concern is Anonymous and maybe even Nitro if he pokes out. Solid flash there from CK Japan.
Yeah, he's rushing right onto Skater's location. I'm not sure if Skater's aware of that.
And Nitro tried to poke out there to get Nashi, but Nashi got the hit, and Anonymous gets the refrag. Solid kills.
Oh, nice pick and a...
Okay, one down.
There's only 3 OJC members left in the south, but they managed to take out 3 of Warfare on defense. So Warfare's in a bit of a tough bind. They look like they're stacking up on objectives, so OJC has to kill them to get the objective, which is a smart plan. At this point, being tactical and trying to rotate out, that's a recipe for getting capped on, as we saw with Crispy. I mean, CK was not that far off, but he just couldn't see the objective, and that's all it took.
Does look like the 3 remaining members of OJC are still all stacked up in the south. I think they're just going to use their time. I mean, they have 2 minutes remaining, 2 defenders, plenty of time.
Yeah, they don't have much to cross, and they got a lot of cover to use. So honestly, 2 minutes in this scenario, that's plenty of time. If they were on the roof, I'd say, okay, they got a bit more of a challenge because Anonymous has a great cover spot to shoot at the roof. YBC Broccoli can shoot from the fuselage, and it's a lot harder to attack, where right now you see OJC is spreading out, tactically using their cover to move up on the last two players of Warfare.
Yeah, it does kind of look like CK's more or less leading this charge. Very slow crouch charge that they're doing. Oh, and Broccoli with a little bit of Spidey sense does throw a grenade, does not land. I mean, they know that's the direction they're coming, I think, at this point.
It all slows down.
Yeah, I mean, we're down to... Oh, NepNep downed and confirmed Anonymous just off screen. Now it's a 2v1. YBC Broccoli, the lone defender, is able to pick up NepNep, get the refrag onto him. Although he is only down, should be able to call out. CK goes in for the last kill and gets OJC a point.
Yeah, solid finish there from OJC. Coming back right from the cap. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, I think, OJC really pulled it together on that one. They kind of played it slow, played it smart, able to pick away at the defense.
Yeah, they used their cover very effectively in those last 2 minutes, and that's what you like to see from the more experienced teams. But yeah, they're in a bit of a bind. I mean, sure, there was only 2 Warfare members left, but they were in a good spot to fight back. I mean, that building is... that's atrocious to attack. There's so many levels they could be hiding on. I mean, they could have had someone on the roof, easily taken out OJC members. So it's a bit of a rough attack, even for OJC, but they used the cover effectively. They moved up. They made sure they weren't being seen. They weren't being picked off, and came through it successful. I mean, that's what you want to see. We are onto a new objective over by the gas station, away from the fuselage, so over by the hospital where Skater was fighting last time. A much more interesting objective, in my opinion. It's a little more open. There is that nice little crevice you can sort of put yourself in and get that safe cap. But for the most part, I think the defenders they're just forced into a corner. And you know what happens when an animal gets forced into a corner. It's a rough fight.
Absolutely.
Here we go, round number 3. Or was that a false start? Nope, here we go. OJC on defense. I'm seeing some good loadouts here. A lot of rifles, and there's my LMGs. On a map like this, you really want that ammo count. You really want to be putting rounds down range, just slowing up the approach of the offensive team. And with a minute or only 5 minutes on the timer, time is a lot more valuable now. You need to be using every second to its fullest. You can't be just spending, 6 or 7 minutes or 6 minutes like before doing what you need to do. You need to do it in 5 now. So great addition, I think, to the game. It kind of speeds things up, and we don't have those 3-hour games.
Absolutely. Although for some of our slower players, all the dead people back in the tent are just screaming down, "Hurry up!"
Yeah, and I do feel for the snipers in the game. They do need a lot of time to do what they need to do, but we can't be spending all day.
It does seem like Warfair is pushing 2 up to the dunes. I wonder how Nashi Jam's going to deal with them.
Well, he seems ready for him.
It does seem like that's his job. That's what he's there for.
And that is a little more of an unconventional spot. Usually someone likes to go on top of the hospital, or at least stay on the stairwell of the hospital windows, just because it's such a hard thing to see. Just seeing that one dude standing on the stairs in the shadow inside past the windows, it's a lot to make out.
Now, I do like that Nashi Jam isn't getting peeky here, and just as I say that, he peeks out. What I don't know is how penetrable those boxes are. I don't think we really know that yet.
Yeah, are they wood? Did they manage to somehow... Oh, actually, I want to say they're penetrable, because that last shot definitely went through the corner, and it definitely downed Anonymous. So I think they got the wood penetrable physics material. If anyone's making custom maps out there, you know what I'm talking about.
And just like that, Nashi Jam kind of backs off of that location.
Now they're going to get the confirm on Anonymous, and I think Crispy's going to back off. Or not. He looks like he's trying to line up a shot.
Every time I look away, Nep gets Skatero from the south rooftop.
Ooh, he got the res off. Interesting. Crispy Snugget showing his skill again, getting a res in a very tough position. I honestly wouldn't have gone for that. I would have said, I'm sorry, you're on the other side of the hill. We're not going for you. I can't even use smokes to help you. So good luck.
I do definitely like this. Nep gets Crispy Snugget right as I look away. I do like this two-front battle that they're kind of forming here, where they've sent two people clear around the map, to the south, two to the north, and they're sort of crashing in on objective in unison.
I suppose. It's kind of... I would say they're trying to organize a simultaneous response, but it more just looks like they're all trying to sneak in slowly and crouch.
Nitro with a nice frag onto CK. Is it going to land? And
I think Nitro's now fighting most of OJC. Nashi's going to try and rotate and see if he can get... Oh, and Anonymous takes advantage of that and gets a kill on Nashi, and the objective is now wide open. Nep's pretty far off. CK's the closest one, and Shinzo's got a street to cross before he can get there. This is a bad spot for OJC right now.
Oh, and CK is able to get Nitro, but YBC gets a refrag.
And another hit on Anonymous from Nep. It's all down to Broccoli. And he could sneak to the objective, though. That's the thing. If Broccoli... it looks like he's trying to attack Shinzo and Burning, but I think going for the objective would probably be his best bet. Well, Excella is still up, and I'm pretty sure Excella is giving out information to the rest of his team about where Broccoli is, so... Okay.
Yeah, this could be a little tough. Although if he swings west, he might be able to wrap around enough. Those two defenders are kind of far away from the objective, so he can wrap around the west side of the objective building and get in that little nook, and he's a bit of a fast capper. He could definitely pull it off.
Oh, yeah. But Shinzo and Nep definitely know he's that direction. They know he has to cross the street. He does have a way to crawl over there, though.
He has cap on his mind. He's looking at the tablet. He's looking at that code.
20 seconds left. Here we go.
It's all or nothing.
Flash goes out. He's expecting someone to be on the objective. Can he put the cap in?
Oh, and he's decided to go around the east side.
That's not the best idea, I think, but...
Although he is covered, he just has to get a little bit closer in order to put in the code.
8 seconds, 7.
Oh, he needs to hurry up and do whatever he's going to do.
I think he's lost track of time.
Yeah,
he's going to lose
He's going to lose it. Lose it the time he's right there. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah. And, I mean, if he had just a bit more time or a little more awareness of the fact that 30 seconds was... I mean, he heard the beep, so he knew 30 seconds was there, but I think he just lost track once he crossed the street.
Yeah, I mean, losing at the time, I always feel is like the second worst way to lose a round. And
yeah,
unfortunately, Warfair.
I mean, he did get there. He was within, touch and range of capping the objective, but OJC's clapping back on that first round cap. They're taking advantage of, I think, a little bit of overconfidence on the Warfair side.
I don't know if he could have poked out there to get around the corner and punch the code in without being seen.
I don't think so either.
I think his tough.
I think his best bet was a fast movement into the crevice and hope he lived. I mean, I'm not saying it would have been perfect, but at that point, what are you going to do?
But, I mean, we're watching from above. We know all the angles that they have no idea of, so don't beat yourself up too much.
Oh, yeah, no. This is from basically hindsight 2020.
Oh, yeah.
And it's much different when you're on the ground. Anyone who's played paintball or even laser tag, you understand that when you have the gun in your hand and you're trying to make moves, it gets a little bit dicey. You're always trying to negotiate what you know and don't know, and oftentimes you don't know a lot. He probably didn't know that there was 2 OJC members over there, and he definitely thought there was one on the objective. So,
I mean, why would you think that? I mean, that's typical, right?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I mean, there was a full minute for OJC to freely walk back to the objective, and I agree with Broccoli. If he thought there was someone on the objective, I think there was 2 or 3 people on the objective, especially with that little amount of time left. So it gets a little tough when you're on the ground.
We are
Here we are,
into
round 4.
Same objective, different teams have swapped sides.
I am seeing some good LMGs. I see at least one G3. So suppression fire is definitely going to come out.
And they do,
And
I would call that a quick spawn for this objective.
That's exactly what I was about to say. This is quick spawn, basically.
And Crispiest Nugget really likes this south rooftop, although, he's so close to getting caught out.
Well, he's got Anonymous, and and Nashi catches Anonymous. Crispy is still in there.
Yeah, he makes it. Oh, he's in a good spot, able to get Nashi, and he makes it to the roof.
Now, Excella knows he's there, but I think what happened to Nashi there was he took out Anonymous, and when he took out Anonymous, he thought probably that was the furthest you could probably go, and
CK does get Crispiest.
Crippiest, yes. Anyways, Nep sneaking up. He looks like he's got a really good route, unless Nitro finds his rear, which might actually happen considering where he's poking out. Oh, no, and he pokes back in and misses Nep's cross.
I mean, if Nep is quiet, I'm looking at YBC's angle here. I don't know, man. He could do a little bit of a sneak cap. If Skatero doesn't hear him, I think he heard something, though. He looked at his tablet.
Oh,
it's that. Is YBC going to rotate? No, he's not.
This is the cap. It's done. It's a cap.
Yep, it absolutely is. Is Broccoli? He's pushing up, but I don't think he has enough time. Oh, Nep seems to be fumbling the code a little bit. And there it is.
He's got all the time in the world.
Yeah, he gets it.
I don't know if you can hear this clap, but I'm clapping for you, man. I mean, that was a long cap, but that was beautiful. That move up, you snuck in, and you took advantage of the little crevice you had.
I mean, way to turn it around from a first round cap from Warfair, be able to bring it around and then cap and get the map win. Well done, OJC.
Yeah. Some teams, obviously not these teams, because we saw some serious play there, but they let the morale get to them. The morale hit of a first round cap that can definitely hit you in the what, I don't want to use any bad words here, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, they get you right in the bowels, you know.
Yes, the bowels is what I'm talking about. But if you let that get to you, you're not going to win in the game anymore. You've already given up. And we haven't seen that from any of these teams. They're certainly fighting back, clapping back hard. OJC getting that final cap to go from 2 points to 4.
So map 2 is indeed Suburbia.
With a nice, interesting objective over by Nick Cage's house, and that is copyright by Nick Cage, so don't sue me, Nick Cage. But the objective's in his garage. Interesting objective. You can cap outside of it, you can cap inside of it. Not a lot of cover inside anymore, though. There used to be a pretty full garage in there before 1.8, and now it's a wide open garage. No tool chests, no workshop bench, nothing. You got a little bit of walls and a car.
Now, I know you used to be able to cap behind the garage, although the last time I tried that, I had trouble, so I don't know.
It does look like they pulled it forward enough that you can't do that, and I'm not going to say it was unfair, but it was definitely a bit of an interesting objective to defend, especially if you're the last guy left.
So I bet OJC's feeling really good going into this map after that cap last round.
Now the real test is, will they let that get to their heads?
Which can happen.
Which can very much happen.
Oh, I've done it so many times, it's not even funny.
And Shinzo puts down a little bit of pre-fire, doesn't invest too much time in it. It looks like Warfair is going to just make them center house their hive.
That's
with a
bit of an interesting play, but I can see where it worked out good.
Now Skater's got the rear second story, so as long as Skater stays up, I think they're in a good place to just force OJC into sort of kill boxes. That grenade was close, but I think
Oh, that
Shinzo was
frag
just
though,
around the
a
corner.
little too far. A little too far away, rather. So YBC definitely knows somebody's in lane 1 now.
I am seeing a lot of LMGs on the OJC side. And on a map like some... Ooh, first blood goes to Nep. Finds a headshot on Anonymous.
Is it going to be ready for a YBC Broccoli, though?
Ooh, Skater and Excella trade. So now Nick Cage's house is completely abandoned. 3 Warfair members left in center burning. Or not center burning, center middle. Center house. What am I saying?
Callouts are hard.
Callouts are hard. What am I doing?
YBC gets Nashi Jam. CK runs in and gets punished for it with a trade.
Now it's a 2-on-2 right now. Ooh, more trades go out. Nep finds Crispy Nugget, while Crispy Nugget also finds Nep. It's all down to Shinzo and Nitro.
Nep did get the better of that. He is resable. Should be able to call out the Shinzo of Nitro's position, as I do believe he just ran up into the house.
Yeah, he definitely saw that.
So if they have an accurate kill count, they know it's a 1v1. They know Nitro's in the house. This is actually looking pretty good for OJC. Yeah, and Shinzo, he's running around. He's going to try and get that res, although with no smokes, this is almost a suicide mission.
And it all slows down. And it's a one-on-one.
With that scoff from Shinzo, I do believe he is aware that he is the last one now.
Now, I think Shinzo's going to go for the res. I'm not entirely sure if he can make it, though, without Nitro finding him.
Okay.
Now, Shinzo's going to try and re-rotate. Try and trip up Nitro, I suppose.
I'll get him looking in that direction, yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting maneuver. He still has to make it up through center house, but he's got 2 minutes. And on a map like this, that is quite a lot of time.
Yeah, you can make at least, what, 3-4 laps around the map?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, 5 maybe in that time, if not more. It's a very small map, and you can definitely move very quickly around it. So he can kind of take his time. Obviously, he can't lollygag too much, but he can maneuver. He can do what he needs to do.
Now, I don't know if Shinzo is going to be able to sneak his way over to the objective under Nitro's nose.
Yeah, that's definitely a bit more of an interesting...
I think right now his best bet is to maybe get into that center house, take down Nitro, get the 1-point win. Well, he's running behind center house. Nitro definitely knows where he is now. And he's running around. Shinzu's taking us on a nice tour around the map. Oh, and Nep timed out. He is no longer resable.
I still say he can't get that res, but it's not a bad idea to wander over there. He definitely has a good angle on anyone in that middle house, especially if you're not basically on the floor.
Looks like Nitro's peeking. Oh, he's sneaking right by him.
Now Shinzo should be aiming into middle house. Nope.
Oh, and he got and he just barely almost made it back behind the house there. Boy, if he could have... Did he pre-fire there? Is that what gave him away?
Yeah, he thought someone was in the front yard of Nick Cage's house.
I think
pre-fired over near the trash can where someone usually is, mind you. And there wasn't anyone there and got shot in the back.
Yeah, I think if he hadn't pre-fired, he could have gotten a cap.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say cap, but he definitely had the drop on Nitro.
I mean, once you're behind the house, once you're behind the house, it's a free cap.
Oh, I was thinking the objective was in middle house this whole time.
No, it's
my bad.
No, it's in spawn
Yeah, no,
house.
if he didn't fire, he would have made it in there. Oh wow, I was going through a trip there. I'm like, why is he moving toward Nick Cage's house? I completely forgot where the objective was. But either way, the pre-fire did get him killed, and I think he could have snuck back there if he didn't pre-fire. And looks like we are definitely taking their full time to plan this out. I mean, Warfair does not want to let this map slip, because that means they lose the series, and I mean, against a team like OJC, that's some serious points. That sweet, sweet MMR. Now, I suppose what Shinzo wanted to do is get behind and see if he could cap there, but I still say he wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, because last time I tried that, I couldn't get it to happen. Now,
Yeah,
whether
and
they
Nitro
changed a boundary box or what have you to allow it, I'm not sure.
I think they just moved the objective a little bit forward. Now we are on to round 2 on Suburbia. OJC still sounding pretty solid in their Japanese. I mean, obviously I don't know Japanese, so I don't know if what they're saying, but I don't hear any panicked tones coming out of their voices.
Well, I mean, after that last comeback, I mean, it's still possible.
Oh yeah, I mean, they know to just sit back, let it roll. Play to your best.
And Nashi lays down some fire onto YBC Broccoli, who is behind the school bus.
Ooh, Shinzo finds Anonymous on a rotation through middle. Nitro knows where Shinzo is.
Is Nashi going to be able to rotate here and get a pick on the YBC? I mean, if he'd have just pushed up a little more, he definitely would have had eyesight on him. Kind of playing a bit of cat and mouse around the school bus.
Yeah, Shinzo and Nitro are about to meet in a clash of hedges. And Nitro does have a drum mag, so he could have just pre-fired the hell out of those hedges, and a trade goes out.
Trade. Shinzo is definitely on the better end of that, as he is Reservoir.
Yeah, I mean, the smart decision would have pre-fired back there, since he heard Shinzo kill one of his friends around that area.
Trade between Nep and Skatero. Again, Nep getting the better of that. So we have two of OJC Reservoir, 3 alive versus the 2 of Warfair, and Crispy Nugget just takes out Shinzo JP.
I mean, but that is the advantage of having your gun. And oh man, Nashi finds Broccoli as he tries to rotate over by the bus.
So now it's all up to who is the last one. Crispiest Nugget against 3.5 of OJC.
Yeah, and he's wandering into the side of lane 4. And basically, Excella Reese. Excella Reese.
And Rez does come out on the Nep, so now it's 4v1.
The Nep. Now, Crispy does have a drum mag. So he does have the ammo to complete this map with ammo to spare.
At least he has that going for him.
Hey, I love the drum mags, especially if I can give him in a gun like the Scar or the MK18. Basically have the accuracy of a rifle with the ammo count of an LMG. It's a wonderful hybrid.
CK is being a little bit loud. Will alert Crispiest of his location, although that may distract him just enough for Alexa Reese here to throw a frag and possibly get him, although I think he's going to rotate away just in time.
Oh, Crispy just forced into a kill box there.
Yeah, Nashi from the second story of Spawn House does take him down. So that's 1 point for OJC.
Yeah, bringing it back. I mean, that is the joy of keeping your cool. You know, you can always clap back. If you get angry, if you start getting pissed, you're going to start tunnel visioning, and that other teams can take advantage of that. You're not necessarily going to lose every time you get pissed, because some teams, that's their fuel. But for the most part, you want to be thinking, you want to have your head on a swivel, and you want to be open to new ideas. If you start tunnel vision because of your anger, you're going to lose.
Yeah, definitely that anger can either make you focus or just make you silly, like make silly mistakes.
Now we're on to a new objective over by the tank. Yeah.
I was looking for it. I was like, where is it?
Well, this one's a rather interesting one. It seems like it's a wide open objective where you can just hang out, and anyone who's going to go cap is going to be seen, and you're going to be you're going to be able to gun them down from anywhere. But that's actually not true. The tank actually serves as an interesting sightline blocker to anyone in the second floors of the house or the front yards trying to defend the objective. So you can't exactly defend it on a 180-degree arc. You have to be controlling center burning or center house. I keep calling it center burning, but it's not that. Center house and Nick Cage's house to actually have a proper lock on that objective. And once you lose one of them, the other team can cap on the other side.
Absolutely. But yes, this does become a bit of a challenge in the defense if they are able to whittle you down to 1 or 2 on one side.
I'm curious as to how Warfair would defend this objective. Will they do what they did before, send 4 people in the middle house? It seemed like OJC was very ready for that. So I don't know.
Well, we'll definitely find out in 2 minutes or less.
Well, hopefully 2 minutes or less. I mean, these are two teams that definitely like to plan, especially when it's a 1-1 kind of scenario. And I mean, Warfare definitely doesn't want to let anything slip. You got to respect that.
Yeah, because Warfare is kind of on the defense now. OJC taking the first map. I mean, if Warfare loses this map, it's game over.
Yep, and that is a blow to your MMR, especially when you're fighting a team like OJC.
Right. These two are not very far in the rank. Warfare is 29th worldwide, and OJC is 30th, so they are fairly close.
Someone is definitely going to be moving up, one after another. I mean, the rankings are going to change. OJC or Warfare, one's dropping down and one's going above. Seen at least 2 LMGs from the Warfare side. Free fire coming out from CK, I believe.
Now, it does look like they are sending 2 into center house.
Now, center house, while it looks like a great fortress to hold up in, actually is pretty vulnerable. The windowsill ledges are actually pretty low. They're almost knee-high level.
Oh, they're very low now. Yes.
Yeah, so you may think you're in cover or whatnot, but you can actually get a pretty good angle on anyone that's not prone on the floor.
And since they removed the window frames, it's much easier to throw a frag through the window.
Oh, yeah. Those window frames were basically fortresses for frags. They would not let them through.
I mean, I've tried it many times, and I don't think I've succeeded once.
Oh, yeah.
And YBC,
YB Broccoli gets first blood with Nashi and Shinzo getting crispy.
Nep here coming up on top of Skater. I do not believe he's aware he's there.
But Skater's very aware of where Nep is after that pre-fire.
Yes, he is. Oh, and he looks away at the wrong moment. Nep taking advantage of that.
It could have been just Nep was more heated and ready to go. If you're just sitting at a corner waiting for someone to come around while someone's firing around that corner, that person is well more alert than you are. Yeah. He's already firing. He's already acquiring targets. He's already moving. His blood's already flowing. His brain's already working that way. So that could have been all that was Skater was just a little more relaxed than Nep. And Nep gets found by Nitro from the second floor. Shinzo attacks Nitro and a trade goes out.
YBC gets CK. Now we're in a 1v2.5.
And they find Excel as he comes around the...
Anonymous says, perfect headshot.
Now, we do apologize for the in-game sound. We had small technical issues there, but for the most part, this has been a pretty great game. Just good back and forths.
Yeah, absolutely. We love seeing it.
And as we saw there, OJC tried to take advantage of lane 4, tried to move through it pretty effectively. Unfortunately, they got shut down by the rest of Warfare as they moved out of moved towards Nick Cage's house.
So I think right now, if you're OJC, you definitely have to tuck in tight.
That would be my guess at this point, but what is tight on this map? I mean, I wouldn't exactly say going to middle house is tight. Nick Cage's house is definitely a very solid place to hang out at. The windowsills are definitely not as low in Nick Cage's house. At least I don't think so. I feel it's more defensible than middle house, at least.
They're still pretty low.
Now, you do have that dresser or whatever. Yeah, the dresser in that second bedroom that I like to use it, because if you just sort of hang behind it and you can guard lane 4, 3, and 2 from there, and then of course if you rotate to the other room, you can guard lane 1, 2, and 3. It's a pretty nice spot.
Speaking of how low those windowsills are and how young some of the players on Warfare are, they definitely play well together. Those young kids with their good knees, I tell you.
Yes, those good knees. They can bounce right in and out of cover and just get those snapshots that us older guys, it might take a little bit of extra time to move our weight around. Warfare's definitely feeling good after that win. Definitely playing it safe, though, especially moving through lane 4. I don't know. They might rotate into 3, but they're definitely going to run into a lot of OJC going this way.
Seems like they're playing it a little slow, as they probably should.
Ooh.
But not slow enough. Nasha gets a nice pick on that Nitro behind the Humvee.
Now, if anyone's wondering how he got shot through the Hummer is actually penetrable now. I believe it has the metal penetrable physics material. So as we saw there, gunfire was going right on through.
Well, that's good to know.
Nitro. Yes. Always pay attention to what you can and cannot shoot through in a level. It may not be consistent every time, so you might have to go around and test stuff. But for the most part, make sure you know what's penetrable and not, because if you could hear that, which I'm not entirely sure you did, but Nitro wasn't sure how he got shot. And that means he didn't know that you can shoot through that.
Yeah, and the way the way CK is watching lane 1, it's a little dangerous for Crispies to try and go and get this res.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to get the res out on Nitro, especially since that Hummer is no longer permanent cover.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like 2 to 3 people to deal with before he can safely get this res.
Yeah, and even if he did manage to go over there and get the res, they have to run back. And that in and of itself is probably going to get him killed. But it looks like Crispy's trying.
I mean, he's thinking about it at least.
Unfortunately, there's no participation trophies in this game, so just because you're trying doesn't mean you're going to do it.
Shinzu takes down Anonymous.
OJC is providing a very solid defense. They're not getting too many kills, but they're holding Warfare back, keeping them below the midline, past the headline, staying on their street. Crispy is definitely not going for that res anymore. Warfare's down to 3 minutes.
Just not safe.
No, it's a bit sketchy for them to try and move.
Although they have left the playground fairly wide open. YBC using good utilization of the slide to kind of see if he can get maybe a couple long-range picks. Should be aware of Alexa Reese's position. Somebody could throw a grenade over there. Oh no, he's inside. Never mind, scratch that.
Skater's asking for a res from Broccoli, and it looks like Broccoli's acquiescing. He's not in a dangerous spot. There's no way that OJC could get that unless they seriously rotate it out. The only res I'd say is impossible is Nitro, but I think CK Japan is going to get caught by Crispy, and he does. I caught that out of the corner of my cam.
And the res is going to come out on Skater.
Yeah.
So it's a 3v3 right now. I mean, this is not outside the realm of possibilities, although there is only a minute 45 remaining, so they might want to pick it up a little. Crispy should be aware of at least one in center house.
Now, I'm curious as to whether Excella is going to see this cross from Broccoli and Skater. He's definitely primed. Yeah, he does. Good. Broccoli finds Excella with a headshot.
Crispius is rotating around. This is going to be kind of dangerous here as Shinzu's kind of in this nice little nook to pop up and get Crispius.
And it all comes down to the 2 in middle house. Oh, and Shinzo finds Broccoli as he tries to move in. It's all down to Skater.
Oh, he still has Skater, though, and he's on the far side of the tank, just like we talked about. I mean, he's tapped out.
There still?
I don't know if he can. He definitely, he's doing it.
He's doing it. Yeah, you can.
And I don't think they're going to rotate in time. No, they do not.
Oh, and Warfair takes map too with a
Very
solid
nice
cap from Skater. Bravo, Warfair. OJC just, I think in their heads they're thinking he can't possibly cap over there. That's too far. But no, he's at the edge of the radius, and he can definitely cap there. And that's what we were talking about at the beginning of either this round or the round before that, about that objective where you really need to be guarding both sides of the tank. If you're not, your vision's obstructed to 50% of where you can cap from.
Yeah. And you know, it just played out so perfectly that they kind of cleared off the playground burning house side, and everybody was focused over at lane 1, and they were able to just rotate around. Very well done from Warfair.
And that just goes to show, just because your team is down, you're down to one dude, you guys have just been beaten back, you can still win. You can still bring it all the way back. It just takes one guy in the right spot. You know, like any real life fight, you know, one guy in the right spot can change worlds. So
what was that? What was that speech from the G-Man?
Oh, I don't know, maybe. It sounds familiar from somewhere in my head. I'm like, where did I hear that? Because I definitely didn't make that up. If anyone in the chat wants to let me know where I cribbed that from,
it was definitely the G-Man speech to Gordon Freeman.
Well, it's a good speech. Who's to say the G-Man's not the bad or not the good guy? You know?
Yeah, right.
We're gonna, you know, give us 10 years. We'll get like a Cobra Kai-esque show that, you know, it's about the G-Man from his perspective, and you're like, oh, wow, Gordon is the evil guy. Oh, we're playing Onward, guys. We shouldn't be talking about Half-Life. No. Anyways, we're on Downfall, a nice big wide open desert map. The first objective is over by the second story
upper dumpster.
Upper dumpster. There you go. That's the call out. I will say Downfall callouts are a little bit what's the word? Esoteric, a little bit abstract.
Yeah. They differ greatly from team to team, for sure.
Yeah, and they don't necessarily describe accurately where they're going. Like, there's the church, there's the brothel, there's, you know, those don't accurately describe any of these buildings because there is no brothel and there is no church. It's just, that's what we got. But here we go. We're starting up round 1.
And they do not have the quick spawn.
No. They're starting over in Crater?
Yeah, far north.
Far north. Yep.
And I almost left the overlay up, but I caught it.
There you go. Got one jobs in. And an interesting rotation from Broccoli going all the way behind the mountain. Not unheard of. A lot of people do like to do it, but it is sort of off on his own. If he goes down, no one's coming to get him.
Another interesting point is these towers are now able to get in. You can get in them now, and Shanzu here, he's utilizing it. Although I played around with it a little bit, it's a little tricky as to what you can see through them. Although on this particular instance, this is going to play out fairly well.
Well, despite the trickiness, I think players are just unfamiliar with it. Despite the amount of time we've had to play with this new layout of Downfall, a lot of people don't go in there. I mean, I think I've gone in there maybe twice in the amount of time I've played. I mean, especially League players are probably more unfamiliar with where you can get hit from those places than they are on, say, you know, Valley 3 Story or the Brothel or
and
Red Truck.
If he's looking, yeah. Oh, obviously he tucked back in.
And surprise really is a big advantage, especially when your enemy is expecting you to be somewhere else. A lot of these teams have been playing this game for years. They've been playing these map layouts for years. So there's a lot of, I guess they fall back into habits being like, oh, I can't get shot from here. But they also aren't thinking about Shinzo or, you know, it doesn't readily come to mind because it's not something we're used to dealing with. And of course, Shinzo is now providing quite a bit of a.
And there it is. He's able to get Broccoli. Now, will he see Crispiest rotation here? I don't think he's seeing that.
Now, I do see in the chat they're commenting on that Hummer. Oh, and Nashi finds Anonymous with a headshot.
The map
but
here.
We'll stop talking about the Hummer. Too much is happening right now. Skaters found Nashi already, and he's in a pretty good spot to pick off Nashi because Nashi's not getting out of there. He's stuck no matter what happens. Nitro will be able to get him. Skater will be able to get him. And are they aware of that flank around behind the mountain? Because Broccoli is that Broccoli? Yeah, Broccoli's still moving.
And Crispy is
no,
here.
it's Nugget. It's Crispy Nugget.
Yeah, Crispy has made it clear to the tanks. And just as I get away, Nitro goes down.
Let's see if Nep finds Crispy just crawling up the side of this mountain.
Ooh. Yes, he's going to have to move up quite a bit. One of them's going to have to move up quite a bit. But does Crispiest know about Shinzu here? If he rotates and hears him, definitely, although Crispiest is being a little bit quiet.
I think he might actually find Nep.
Yeah.
Like, Nep just does not seem ready for this. Granted, also, as soon as Crispy fires, Shinzo's going to turn around and shoot him in the back. Oh, the tension is real. But Crispy's doing the smart thing and moving up into cover. That way, if he does reveal his position, he's not exactly out in the open to get shot. He can tuck back in. He can find that next guy. He gives himself a little bit more time.
Oh, now Shinzu looks. Oh, Crispy is out. He looks away.
Oh.
At the wrong moment.
That was like a Metal Gear Solid patrol, you know? He looked away. Go out and run. Crispy Nugget just being a ninja.
Yeah, he is.
Showing the Japanese 1-2. He's going to find Nep. No, he's not.
Oh, he's right on top of each other.
Oh, jeez. Nep knows he's there.
Yeah, he does.
Definitely hurt a child. Crispy's got his tablet out and is back to Nep. Yeah, it's done.
There it is.
We all saw Nep take his time to line that up. He knew. And bravo, OJC. Solid defense. 5-man ace. Solid first round. Nep and Nashi finding 2 and Shinzo finding the last guy. I mean, not much Warfare could do against that defense. Did they get even any downs?
No, I don't think so.
Interesting. I mean, we'll see how Warfare handles it. This is definitely one of those maps where it's kind of easier to get aces.
No,
just because
they're. Wait. No kills on the side of Warfare, so no, they didn't get anybody down.
Yeah, especially on defense, because of those wide open areas where you have to cross, and of course we're not using smokes anymore, so that's a bit rough. I mean, this is definitely a map where smokes came in handy, and unfortunately they are not legal at the moment for various reasons. So until they get back in the league, I think this is actually a map that's defender heavy. If you're defense, you definitely are at a very big advantage.
You know, and the way things are in the league right now with Tanker being banned and the given bans of this game, the only other option was Cargo. So it was either Downfall or Cargo.
I think Cargo might have been the better pick if smokes are out, but I mean that's now we're playing metas on maps. I mean, this could just be or they could be playing it on thinking who can do who can be better at longer shots, and it seems like OJC seems to be on point tonight.
Yeah. Of course, it would have been home team's pick, which means it would have been Warfare's pick. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
It is very hard to tell. But this is map decider, so let's see what they do. Okay, so Warfare is saying they pick Downfall because they like it. Not necessarily any meta reason. So, interesting pick.
Well, either way, OJC, they have the quick spawn, so let's see how Warfare chooses to defend this one. Oh, and they're being loud and proud about it, too. CK gets Crispiest Nugget right off the bat.
Yeah, and that's the danger of this objective, especially the quick spawn one. You have a lot of ground to cover, and you don't necessarily have all the cover to do it. OJC definitely taking advantage of the fact that Warfare had to cross some open lines, and they put a lot of their players in kind of dangerous positions, so they're kind of stuck back there. I mean, that's a rough building to get out of, especially once the defense starts dialing in where you are.
Yeah.
CK Japan can move up, but he's going to need help.
I think he's just going to hang out there for a while until some of his teammates move up as well. Let's see what's going back at the spawn. Oh, Reese is getting shot down.
Oh, and CK finds Anonymous.
Oh, and Nitro with a nice shot on the CK. Kind of an off angle.
See, OJC kind of put them in a bit of a bind, put themselves in a bit of a bind. Shinzo's okay. He's up in the north. They don't know where Shinzo is, but that other player, the other OJC player down in the south, who is that? Nep. Well, he managed to get out of there, but will he be able to move up effectively? Skater's got a good cross on him.
It's a 2v3, not overwhelming odds here. If they play it safe, although, you know, with it being only 5 minutes and now they're down to 3, not a lot of time to be patient and wait for those picks.
Now, Nep is doing what he needs to do. He's taking his time. He's got 3 minutes. He's trying to scout all the windows, but he knows he needs to be further ahead. You really want a lot of time once you get to the objective area because you got to clear all those little nooks and crannies, especially the dark room right next to it.
Shinzo has made it up to the Marsoc Towers, although he's not ready for Skatero.
Skater finds Shinzo in the back as he tries to run up in there.
So now it's all up to Nep with 2 minutes 20 remaining. Okay, so he is aware of one on objective building.
And that might be game, actually. I mean, in chess, you get to a point where it's not really sportsmanlike to continue the game. I'm not saying they should quit right now, because Nep can certainly bring it out. We've seen one man destroy a 5-man team before, especially OJC, so the chess analogy isn't quite accurate.
Skatero, he shows himself, but Nep not able to capitalize.
No, Nep actually seems to be putting up a good enough... A good fight. He seems to be aware of at least where 2 of Warfair is. I don't think he's seen Broccoli yet, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, and Nep is moving into Broccoli's range, but he's also going to have to deal with Skater and Nitro.
No, Nitro's kind of out of play right now, but Skatero definitely is not.
Oh, Nitro did rotate out of the dark room. I was not paying attention to that. My bad. Sorry, chat.
Well, Nep has rotated to the other side of this brick wall. Definitely a smart move. Will he be able to deal with Broccoli, though, as he approaches this window?
He doesn't necessarily... I heard Nep just do a little talk, so maybe he's trying to pull Broccoli out?
Oh, if he just backs up a little bit, he'd be able to cap the top of his head.
There's no OJC players left, so I'm not sure who Nep's trying to talk to.
Maybe he's
unaware. Broccoli definitely heard that now.
Oh, nice shot on the Skater.
I didn't even see him line that up. He just popped Skater in the face on the hill.
Oh, Broccoli's poking out. There. Nope. Okay.
He knows Broccoli's there. They know where each other are.
What about Nitro? Oh, it's a trade.
Yeah, I mean, charging up the stairs, even if it's not a trade, you're putting your head in the line of fire, and that's always a way to get killed, you know?
Yeah.
The head's going to take critical damage and put yourself down permanently. Now, Nep with 4 kills there at the end. He was definitely holding his own. So if he won that trade, I think he would have been within range to cap on Nitro. Especially if Nitro didn't rotate down to that dark room. It's just a rough deal getting across that dumpster area, though.
Yeah, this might wind up being a trading of defensive rounds.
This is a map that I think favors the defense very heavily, just because there's more lines of sight into wide open territory where people have to cross. Like, it's not even an if and. It's not like, oh, you can go around. It's like, no. Eventually, someone has to go that way. And without smokes, without some form of long-range vision vision blockers of some sort, you gotta, I don't know, get more kills, use your communication. I mean, it's more of a gun game at that point, and sneaking around isn't viable.
Absolutely, and it's it's not that this third map doesn't matter. This is game decider. So
yeah, game decider, 1-1, all tied up. Teams are definitely going to take their time and plan this out. Downfall's a big map, so it requires a lot of planning.
Yeah, Warfair have to win a Marsoc round in order to win this match.
Yes, they do.
Anyway, this is new round, new objective, and we have...
Well, I'm not seeing too many LMGs. I do see one sniper rifle. Okay, I do see one on Excella. One LMG. Oh, no, that's a G36, so no LMGs on defense. Very interesting loadout picks.
Probably looking for that long-range accuracy over, quality over quantity.
Well, OJC has definitely proven that they can do the long-range stuff. But Broccoli finds Shinzo off the start.
And there's picks
Nashi
up Anonymous.
with a headshot.
Now, Broccoli's going to have to be careful with Nashi. Oh, I guess he's inside. He's kind of out of play for him.
Yeah, I shot the guy running in the center hotel.
Very, very interesting push from Warfair, just straight down the hill.
I'm interested to see.
Yeah, there's Nitro getting picked off as he comes around the corner.
What Nep can see from this tower.
Oh, man. And there goes Nashi finding Broccoli and downing him. Warfare's down to 2 members.
And they're just leaving Broccoli out for bait. Never mind. Yeah, I think Warfair is going to need a hard rotation and kind of come down off, get away from coming down over this hill. Because they're so exposed. I mean, they don't have any smoke. Unless they use the crest of the hill to their advantage, like Skaters seems to be doing. And now she takes down Crispy. It's all up to Skater now. And Net pegs him off from that new tower we were just talking about.
And another defense trades out. Now, if this keeps up, one team is definitely going to win and one team is definitely not going to win. I mean, that's the nature of defensive trades.
Yeah.
You definitely need at least one Marsoc win if you're on, was it Warfare?
Yeah, Warfare needs the Marsoc win.
And that's kind of a rough deal on Downfall. And they did pick maps, so it is what it is. Now we are at the same objective, and I haven't seen Warfare use these tower buildings that often. We've seen OJC certainly start taking up.
Yeah, and they're using them well.
They are using them very well. There's just the question of, will Warfare start using them? I think that's been the biggest thing against them.
Or at least be aware of them.
Yeah. OJC is very aware of what they can and cannot do, and that's definitely benefiting them. I just haven't seen Warfare take advantage of them. And do they know about them? Have they explored them? I don't know. But I assume they're at least minorly aware of it now, because Nep was just raining terror from them. So was Shinzo that first round.
Yes.
Definitely a long planning period now. Now, back to what I was saying about the Hummers. Non-military, well, even most military Hummers, they're not up-armored enough to block bullets. In a car, the only thing that'll actually stop a bullet is the engine block. So, we're starting up on round 4.
Yes, I know from experience that a handgun round will go through both side doors of a car.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to try to do this, I would say leave the rest of the Hummer certainly penetrable, because that's like real life, unless you get something that's up armored. But trust me, you'll see if it's up armored. It's a thick Hummer. But you put a little cube in there, something that is about the shape of an engine block, and give it that metal impenetrable physics material, you'll be golden. Crispy Nugget. Oh, wow. Dodging fire, slowly crawling into cover. Kind of a risky place to go. I don't necessarily think that was the smartest decision, especially since OJC knows where he is right now. They're just going to keep him pinned this whole time. They've
I'm
got the
sorry
ammo to
about
do
that.
it. Ooh, and Nep finds Anonymous in the tower.
Yeah, Anonymous should be able to see fairly well here to give out good callouts, and he is safe from a confirm. So this could be very deadly.
Yeah, information can't be. Information's one of the most valuable things you have in this game. Bullets are great, ammo's great, kills are great, but
Crispy gets a nice pick on the CK.
Yeah, I mean he was poking at him from up there for a while. It's about time someone shot back, and Crispy gets the kill. Or down. It's just a down. Nap with his sniper rifle just going off. He's going to go for the res now. Not hearing too much out of Anonymous.
This is a bit of a dangerous res, though, as Crispius is still a threat.
There we go.
He's able to get it, though.
Anonymous is now giving some good call-outs, letting everyone know what's going on.
Kind of looking over the map here, OJC has a very wide spread across the map. They're able to sort of attack from all angles when the time comes.
Yeah, CK Japan and Alexa Reese are definitely flanking around behind it. It doesn't look like anyone on Warfare is facing that direction or even aware. I mean, Broccoli kinda, Crispy can respond, but they can essentially walk around freely over there. No one's even glancing that direction. And you really need to have your head on a swivel, be checking all the directions. Even if you're under fire from one direction, you need to make sure they're not coming from behind, because that's probably a distraction.
And Shinzu is right on top of Skater. Hopefully Skater here is just patient and waits for him to run out in front of him.
There he is. Skater finds CK and Nitro finds Shinzo. Now it's all down to 3 OJC members to make it down that hill. Nep has to make it down that hill.
Yeah, the other two are flanking around.
Yeah, the flank will be the most interesting part of this match, I think.
Now, will Nep be able to kind of tie up the defense's attention and allow these two to rotate around? I mean, they've already made it to Center Hotel. You know, this objective you can cap from downstairs. Maybe we'll see it.
I mean, OJC is kind of running out of time. I know we've talked about 2 minutes and 3 minutes being a lot of time, but those were very different maps. Quarantine and Suburbia, you can travel around a lot quicker than you can say Downfall. And here comes the flank from Alexella getting Skater. Now, Skater is just down, so he can tell his teammates where that's coming from. I think Nitro's going to find Excella.
Maybe Excella will find Nitro.
You know, there has been a trade city today. And
no.
Nashi, from an uncouth angle, finds Nitro where he wasn't ready.
YBC kind of rotating back, which is smart because Alexa is so ready to go in here. And Alexa's kind of exposed.
And Nashi finds Broccoli from behind.
48 seconds remaining. Nep gets Skater. And OJC wins to elimination, unable to get the cap.
Yeah, I thought a cap was going out there for a second there. I
think it was, but they eliminated the enemies a little too soon.
Well, that is what OJC needs to pull away. I mean, Warfare definitely needs a cap to sort of get back into the game. A win is definitely helpful, but going back on defense against a team like OJC on this new objective over by... Oh, God, where are you? Oh, here we are. Dumpster building. Kind of a rough deal. This is probably one of the more advantageous objectives to attack on Marsoc. So if Warfare's got a tough job after this round, I will say that. Of course, OJC kind of has the same job to do right now, so whether OJC can pull it off, I mean, we've seen some good stuff from them. I think they can. Or this could be the deciding round where OJC holds on defense and castles up. That can certainly happen too. Now Nashi and Nep with 7 kills, pulling away from the rest of their team. Just really putting out the bodies.
Yeah, they're definitely heavy hitters. I mean, looking over on Warfair's side, whew.
Looks like they're going to take all the time they can.
I mean, this is do or die. You know, they either win this round or it's game over.
Well, that's the nature of the game. Unfortunately, Downfall is just such a harder map now, so...
Yeah, without smokes. So they don't have the quick spawn. They are spawning up in the north.
I mean, I can't speak Japanese, but I'm pretty sure the conversation is, yeah, I don't think it's quick spawn.
Yeah,
I don't see anyone
it's
at
not
quick spawn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the conversation for sure.
As soon as Shinzo looked over there, you heard the Japanese come out, and yeah, that's probably exactly what he's saying. So they take advantage of that, moving through the south, getting to
3-man push
Valley.
to center hotel. Interesting.
I think that's actually a pretty smart play. That center hotel is a virtual castle. There's no penetrable places in it that's going to be strange like that Hummer. So putting 3 people there, as long as you... Okay, they're sending someone back now. Interesting relay performed there. I think that's Excella going into dark room right next to objective, and that's a little more of a usual defense.
Looks like Nebnub went up to the Marsoc Towers to see if they had that spawn and decided to rotate back when he found out that they did not. Nebnub running all over. How he's not dead right now, I'm not entirely sure.
He is running around.
He's just running out in the wide open. If I did that, I'd be dead. No, like nothing.
Yeah, nah, he's got 9 lives right now. I mean, I don't know how he didn't get bursted down. It looks like Warfare's just staying back, which I know it's 4 minutes or only a minute and like 30 seconds in, but only having 3 minutes and 30 seconds left isn't a lot of time on Downfall.
No.
They've got a lot of territory to cross and clear.
And the way that they're all stacked up pretty much right on objective, they need to get close to it here soon. And Nebnep, again, he's like just fearless. Now, is he going to be ready for Crispies up here in the valley?
I don't know.
He's,
I wouldn't expect it at this point.
They're gonna meet here pretty soon.
And Nebnep's not facing the right direction, but does Crispy even see him?
No, I think he.
No.
Man.
That was so close.
Looks like Nep's going to the White House, and
now Crispy's at a serious disadvantage if Nep looks out that window. I mean, even if he's dead on, there's just so much cover that Nep has through that window. But Crispy is now getting out of visual view, but will he be checking White House? Oh, he will be now.
He will be now, yeah.
Now, Crispy definitely knows where Nep is. The key here is to stay silent.
And Shinzu's able to get YBC Broccoli. Kind of watching this approach from Crispius. I know if I look away, that's when it's going to happen.
Trying to look at everyone at once. Now, Crispy stood up and made a little quick movement, so I think Nep might have heard it.
Nashi Jam able to get Skater downed at least.
Crispy is definitely taking his time to engage this guy.
Shinzu able to take an automouse.
He's running around. Not the smartest thing to do because Nep can now track him.
Oh, and he's... Crispius, you think he's trying to throw him off? Oh, Nebnep's going to peek. Is he going to be ready for him right here? No, he's not. Oh, that was such a beautiful play from Crispius.
Yeah, he just charged in there, ready to go. Took down Nep. And now Warfare's down to just Crispy, though. While I was watching Crispy the whole time, I didn't see the rest of the downs go down. And I think he just realized that he lost all of his team members in that time. Will he see Excella? Will he see CK? No.
Oh, and he gets plugged on his way to the objective.
And OJC take the map and the series. Bravo, OJC. I mean, solid kills from Nep, Nashi Japan, or Cham. I don't know why I keep calling him Nashi Japan, but they are a Japanese team, so maybe that's part of it. Solid plays from both sides.
Yeah, so it's definitely a back and forth game. I mean, you look at the scoreboard, you know, round for round, map for map. It was pretty tight.
Yeah, it was very tight. Solid plays from both sides. A lot of very, I guess, uncouth movements, especially on defense. But hey, it's a new meta, a new, whole new game essentially. So I'm glad we're seeing new stuff.
Yeah, congratulations to both the teams. Good job from everybody. If you're interested in getting into the league, go to vrml.com/onward for all of your Onward League needs. And big shout out to all of our sponsors. We thank you guys very much. And with that, I've been Xandria and I've been with Snooper. Yes, have a good night, everybody.
Later, guys.